Good morning, everyone! Welcome to the devlog of a Minecraft map that I'm going to be creating. And before we begin, this is huge. In this video, I will cover all of my plans currently, and in later videos, I will be reviewing my progress. I think it is best to think of this as a video game developed in the game engine that is Minecraft. I will be using resource packs and data packs to really test the outer limits of what is possible in quote-unquote vanilla Minecraft. I know that many people don't consider the use of data packs vanilla, but I tend to stick with the definition of vanilla Minecraft being a Minecraft client which has no mods that in any way alter gameplay. And in that sense, I will actually be using Optifine to make recording this possible, and even just to enhance performance because my computer isn't good. And so I would consider that still vanilla. So let's begin the plot summary. This game is heavily inspired by other games like Starbound and things of that nature, and so similar concepts are going to be included, especially as, when it comes to sci-fi, there are generally going to be things that are similar, just inherently. This one centers around the player who is currently stranded on a planet that has life but lower amounts of resources. And as they gather these resources, they can eventually fix their ship, which is in some amount of disrepair. And with that ship, they will fly to the moon of the planet. They'll fly to the station, which we'll get to later, and then they'll go to the moon of the planet to gather some helium-3. With this helium-3, they will be able to effectively generate energy using a nuclear fusion generator on their station, which you can then put water buckets into to get out rocket fuel. This rocket fuel you can then use in the station, and with the rocket fuel you can fly to different planets. With these different planets, you will get resources that are unique to those planets, and that will allow you to build thermal suits, which can lead you further into the solar system or further out of the solar system, depending on what you're going for. Eventually, as the player gains more and more resources, they will go to the innermost and outermost parts of the solar system, including an asteroid belt, in which they will gather the final resources they need in order to break through the outer layers of a moon that orbits. While it's not really a gas giant, it is a planet with a thick hydrogen atmosphere. And they will use resources to break into this moon, because this moon will have a whole bunch of life in it. And then I'm not exactly sure where I want to go, but I know there's going to be some sort of advanced alien civilization, or advanced civilization, generally, that lives in this moon, and will help you end the game somehow. Let's move on to gameplay-specific pieces. Each planet will have its own unique biomes and resources, which you may or may not need. There's actually going to be one moon, which has sort of like a bunch of like dyes you can get out of it to make colored blocks, which you can then use to build if that's what you want to do, because, I don't want to control the player. In fact, that is actually one of the big pieces of this, is trying to make as much procedural as physically possible, aside from the station itself. The station itself. It will be a recurring place where you move from planet to planet, and you dock your ship into, though that's probably going to be an automatic thing, probably not even going to be a cinematic to it. And you can bring resources into the station, and then you can sell the raw resources to a shop, which you can then get money from. There'll probably be different types of currency which you can buy different things with, just to help the progression of the game feel balanced. With this money, you can then buy different resources which will help you make upgrades. Now, granted, it's probably very possible that you don't even buy resources to make upgrades. You might just buy the upgrades themselves, I'm not sure. And I'm also not sure exactly what you can upgrade. Theoretically, I could also change mobs. but I don't have any ideas to change mobs, so I might just keep them how they are in vanilla and make custom spawning rules through the data pack. You gain raw resources with your mining tool. You throw it at blocks, those blocks break, you run and pick them up. I was doing some playtesting, because obviously I've had to make sure some of these things are possible and get working prototypes. We'll come to that when the first actual devlog episode comes around. I've been doing some playtesting though, and it really feels like this will highly accelerate the gameplay loop of this game, or just the gameplay itself. At least compared to normal Minecraft, where you have a pickaxe and you have to mine down into caves. This one makes you feel very powerful, which is a really interesting feel. Now, depending on how I do it, I might have a breaker tool, which removes one single block from the world when you throw the tool. Let's say you throw your mining tool and it breaks a 3x3x2 area, a hole in the ground. And you jump into that hole, but since there's stone all around you, it would take a long time in order to get out. That's what the breaker tool will be useful for, though. I'm not entirely sure that that's what I want to use it for. I'm considering there to be a molecular deconstructor on the station, but really I'd have to learn a whole bunch about, like, geology and stuff if I wanted to do that properly, and to the amount of realism that I would personally want to do it to, so that's probably going to be cut from the game. Originally it was supposed to be a much bigger piece, but then I thought about, like, having a shop, and then that sort of ended up overriding it. Everything here is subject to change. Don't be surprised if this isn't what the final thing will look like. I'll make updates on this, as I said, for the devlog series. Stay tuned to those. Feel free to suggest things as well. I'm definitely not gonna grab everything that everyone says, but it will definitely be good to have sort of like some feedback and some ideas, and hopefully I can build a community around this, especially as that'll help accelerate other things going on. Anyways, thank you for listening to me ramble on about this little thing that has no meaning in the grand scheme of things, but it sounded like a lot of fun, and I'm having fun so far. So, again, I'll make updates to this later on, and of course, good morning.